Hey nerds, welcome to JerBear Reacts. So, I saw Thor Love and Thunder. It launched on July the 8th. I saw it July the 8th. I've only seen it once so far. I'm going to see it a second time here very soon. I don't know when you guys will actually see this. Today is July 25th. So, it's been weeks since I've seen the movie. And I want to do a review for it, but I want to give enough people enough time to go see it. If you haven't seen it, don't worry. If I talk spoilers, I'll have a spoiler warning beforehand. But, yes. First half, spoiler-free. Second half, a little bit of spoilers. Not that there's too much to spoil, but Thor Love and Thunder is another movie within Marvel's Phase 4. So far, movie-wise, we had Multiverse of Madness, we had Spider-Man No Way Home, right? And then we had the shows. Loki, WandaVision, Falcon and Winter Soldier, Moon Knight, Hawkeye. What If's not really a part of the canon. Yeah, I think it is in the multiverse, yeah. So, I don't know. Regardless, Phase 4, which is coming to a close soon. We still have She-Hulk, and we still have Black Panther Wakanda Forever, which I watched the trailer earlier. Pain. So Thor Love and Thunder, right? I I enjoyed this movie. I don't know why I get on the internet ever. People are just fucking miserable for the most part. And it's not even like critical thinking to be miserable about. People are just mad at the smallest things. So Thor Love and Thunder movie starts off and it does exactly what they should do. We got Gore. They set up Gore immediately. And then they kick over to Thor, man. And Thor's doing his thing. And the opening moments are really fun. And the movie is fun. We knew with the direction Taika Waititi taking over, we knew that based off what Ragnarok was, that this movie was going to be more of a rom-com, and it was going to be a lot of fun. And we get to see the mighty Thor, and we get to see these battles. A lot of nice colors, a lot of funny moments, a lot of moments where I didn't think humor should have been there, but it was. And at the end of the day, it was a pretty solid movie. Do I like it more than Ragnarok? Absolutely not. Do I like it better than Thor and Dark World? Yes. I do think it finds a sweet spot. Do I like it better than Multiverse of Madness? I think so. I think movie-wise, this would be my second favorite Phase 4 movie. Third favorite Phase 4 movie. Is Shang-Chi? Yeah, Shang-Chi's considered Phase 4. So it would be Spider-Man No Way Home, Shang-Chi, and then this. And then probably Multiverse of Madness, and then Black Widow. I didn't care for the movie. So, I like it. Should you go see it? Yes, 100%. Now, I feel like in order to talk about this, I need to talk about some spoilers of the movie. Okay? So big spoiler warning. If you're listening to this, feel free to exit if you haven't seen the movie yet. But I'm going to talk in depth, and you may consider some of these things spoilers. Okay? Ready? 3, 2, 1. When the movie kicks off, we get Gore, who is kind of like he is in the comic books, right? And we see him with his daughter. They're not really that alien species looking thing. They're just kind of like an ashy white dude. He's with his daughter. His daughter dies from malnutrition, from everything else. And he runs into the god that he prays to, the sun god. And the sun god doesn't take him seriously. And just like he did in the comic books, he gets his necro sword right there from this dead corpse of a god. He kills the sun god after being mocked. And he vows right then and there that all gods must die. And what this movie fails to do is it doesn't show Gore killing gods. Now, I almost just said her actual name. Oh no, it's gone. Cersei from Game of Thrones was supposed to be in this movie as a god. Something about payment issues, I don't know what it was, getting sued. She's not in the movie. There were scenes cut of Gore killing or having scenes with Jeff Goldblum's character as the Grand Master and Peter Dinklage's character as Itri? Something like that. The dwarf that helped make Stormbreaker and the dwarf that made Mjolnir and the dwarf that also made the Infinity Gauntlet. So Gore was supposed to go on a god-killing spree, and a lot of that stuff was cut, and he never actually kills a god throughout the entire movie. There is, other than the first one. So all gods must die. There's a rampage. They show stuff on screen of some of his carnage. We see bodies. We don't actually see Gore committing it. In the comic books, Gore went around everywhere killing gods and enslaving gods to make a god bomb to wipe out all gods. That was his whole mission. In this movie, he's just pissed off. So he goes on a killing spree with the Necro Sword. In this movie, the Necro Sword is also killing him in return with giving him powers over the shadows and everything. That ends up biting him in the ass. Now, when you get introduced to Jane immediately in chemotherapy. She's going through her cancer treatment, flexing about her book and her knowledge. And then she doesn't know what to do, so she goes to New Asgard, which is now a tourist place, and she gets Mjolnir. Mjolnir calls to her and is like, why would she be worthy to pick up Mjolnir? And we see when her and Thor were together that he, just like Odin did with the hammer, he enchanted it to always protect Jane. They cut a scene of Jane turning into the mighty Thor right then and there, having a cool transition of the pieces coming together. Instead, they show her already with this suit that comes with the thing, and then Mjolnir that was shattered by Hela. This thing can break apart, scatter out, come back. It's very sick. It's very sick. So Mighty Thor's introduced right away, and Thor kind of has like a love thing with Mjolnir, and he's like, Mjolnir, I miss you, baby. And Stormbreaker's like, fuck you talking about? Korg obviously is telling the story about this. The Guardians of the Galaxy are in it. And with Thor leaving with the Guardians of the Galaxy at the end of Endgame, you thought it would be for something like a bunch of stuff. It's not. They're together. There's a montage of him working out. We see, I think each Guardian gets a scene, like a split-second scene, a small bit of dialogue. Rocket says like one thing, Mantis says one thing, Nebula says something. I don't think Cracklin does anything but scream. I think Batista yells. That's it. And then Peter has the most dialogue. He talks a little bit to Thor, and then they go their separate ways. Thor gets his pet goats, Tooth Gnasher and Tooth Grinder. He gets his pets. So him and Korg and the goats, they go back to New Asgard, blah, blah, blah. They go to stop this, yada, yada. They have to go to the Shadow Realm. Heimdall had a son. They go to the fight. They have to go to the middle of the universe is where eternity is, the actual embodiment of eternity. And there's a bunch of statues, a lot of gods, like living tribunal, the embodiment of the one above all, the Watcher from the What If series, Lady Death herself, the one that Thanos was supposed to, be in love with, to fight the Avengers is to court death. Obviously, Thanos had different motives in this movie or in this universe. Better motives. I can side with Thanos pretty easily. And we just, they have their fight. In the comic books, Thor, and I'm not going to be that guy. In your comic book, we actually happen. But in the comic books, Gore fights Thor over the course of a millennia, basically. When he was young, when he was current, and when he was old. So 3 different Thors have to come together to fight Gore. And Gore is like, he holds a thing against Thor for being the only person that he was able to fight and not kill. And then Thor leaves him scarred. That doesn't happen here. They go to the middle of eternity. They have a fight. Jane's like, if she uses Mjolnir one more time, she's going to die. And she uses Mjolnir again to break up the Necro Sword and take the powers away from Gore. And they go to eternity. And you can make one wish. And Thor tells him, I'm not going to spend my last moments with you. I'm going to choose love. So, Gore chooses love. He chooses to bring his daughter back, which looks to be the embodiment of eternity as a kid. I'm not quite sure. And the kid, it's what we get. The kid is love. Thor is thunder. It's Thor, love, and thunder. Also, they go to Omnipotent City. That's a whole thing I just skipped over. Zeus is there. Zeus mocks the Asgardians. There's a bunch of cool gods. The god of Baal is my favorite. A Korg's god. The Black Panther god. I just forgot their name. They have all of these different gods there. A bunch of different little cameos, little things. And then Thor throws the thunderbolt right through Zeus's chest. Right through Zeus's chest. He's not dead. Post-credit scenes, it is Thor, Love, and Thunder. That's the title because it's a little kid. Jane does die. In the post-credit scenes, we see Zeus eating some berries, or getting healed up by his women, and he sends Hercules after Thor. So that'll be a showdown. They filed trademarks for Hercules something. He's going to fight Thor, whatever, probably. And the last post-credit scene is Jane Foster entering the halls of Valhalla. Volhol. And guess who greets her? Heimdall. So who else is in Valhalla? The Worthy. Sif makes an appearance in this movie. Korg gets shot to pieces. He's just a little face. Korg meets a guy. They hold hands named Dwayne The Rock Johnson. He holds his hand over a volcano. They have a baby. People on the internet are mad. They're like, I thought Korg had a mom. Like, bro, his whole species is dudes. They could still be his mom. Doesn't have to be a woman to be his mom. Grow up. Valkyrie's still the king of Asgard. She's teaching people, Sif's teaching people, and that's the movie. I mean, it wasn't as epic as I thought it was going to be. I think I got my own headcanon got ahead of me. I thought it was going to be more with the Guardians. I thought Thor was going to flex and bust out. But overall, everybody does a great job, and Christian Bale as Gore was fucking amazing. Everything about it was great. I do recommend to go watch Thor: Love and Thunder at least once. My only problem with these movies in Phase 4 is No Way Home does it, Shang-Chi does it, Loki does it, WandaVision doesn't, Falcon and Winter Soldier doesn't, Moon Knight doesn't, Hawkeye does a little bit, believe it or not. All of those mentioned, Multiverse of Madness should have, but doesn't actually, but kind of does, is tie into this whole multiverse saga we're getting into. Thor: Love and Thunder in the multiverse saga was a good chance to bring in a young and an old Thor. Could have been Chris Hemsworth, young and old, to do that Gore storyline and to bring in how crazy the multiverse is getting. Cause an incursion. Call something going on, because we are building, now that we know, towards the Kang Dynasty and Secret War. It would have been a great time to do it. But they choose to go this route with the story. This movie, I think, was supposed to be out before anything anyways. I think it was supposed to be out way earlier, so I'm not that mad at it. Taika Waititi's a great director. I love Thor: Love and Thunder. I'd give it about a 7 out of 10. Maybe between a 7 and an 8. I really liked it. It's not going to be any of my top 10 list, but I would watch it again. I am going to watch it again. If you have watched Thor: Love and Thunder, give me your thoughts and opinions on it. My friend says it's his favorite movie, and he's got a lot of lowbrow humor in him. But he's the opposite. Like, I loved Multiverse of Madness. I didn't think it was a perfect movie, but I liked Multiverse of Madness. He hated it. And I'm like, I like this movie, but he's like enamored with it. So we got flipped opinions. But it's okay. If you love the movie, if you hated the movie, that's okay. Don't let anybody ever sway your opinions. No matter what, we're all here to have fun. We're all here in the MCU. We're all along for the ride. I can't wait for Black Panther. I can't wait for Phase 5. And I can't wait for those wrap up in Phase 6. That's good stuff. I'm going to be early 30s when the Infinity Saga wraps up. I don't like that. Let me know if you loved the movie. Let me know if you hated it. We can have a conversation about it down below. And yeah, links and everything will be in the description box down there. Playlist will be up on screen. As always, stay cute, stay hydrated, and I will catch you on the next one.